This is the part 2 of Dhalsim's guide covering his BnBs, combos with supers, setups, and meaties and stun combos. With Dhalsim you will need to use his setups to get the most of him because his damage output is very low, and to compensate that, the setups will help you to increase your damage output, plus his zoning and anti-air options will help even more. I hope these two guides helps any new Dhalsim player who wants to get better with him. BnBs and combo tips section. You cannot link his standing light punch into Yoga Fire, but you can do it from his crouching light punch, so you will have to get used to do 1 or 2 standing light punch then crouching light punch into Yoga Fire, or a drive rush for a follow-up. Also doing crouching light kick standing light punch then crouching light punch into Yoga Fire will work. After any of your drill kicks, you can do standing light punch crouching light punch into Yoga Fire, but keep in mind that if you land too far, the regular Yoga Fire will whiff, but not the OD version. Doing instant air teleport with light kick then standing light punch crouching light punch into Yoga Fire will only work if the teleport leaves you very close, but if the teleport leaves you far, do crouching light punch into Yoga Fire instead. As you can see, doing crouching light punch into Yoga Fire will always connect even if you land far after the teleport. You will need to memorize the link from your standing light punch crouching light punch, then drive rush cancel into standing light punch because it's +8 on hit, so you can follow up with your back medium punch or kick. His Yoga Blast will only hit standing opponents, so you will need to use back medium punch to force the standing position. You can link his short back medium kick into medium Yoga Flame, short crouching medium kick into light Yoga Flame, and short crouching heavy punch into heavy Yoga Flame. Your medium kick slide on hit will leave you from +4 to +9 if you space it properly, so you can follow up with any of your short normals depending from how far you did the slide. You will have to practice the spacing of the slide, and you will know what short normal you can use depending the distance, from standing light punch for your 4 or 5 frames, to your back medium punch or kick for your 8 or 9 frames. Once you memorize the spacing and the frames you get on hit, you will know what button to use for a follow-up. Remember, you can get your opponent in jebble state after a drive impact, so you can choose different combos. And this last combo is just an example how to waste your meter with style before we move to the next section. Combos with supers and tips section. If you manage to connect the OD Yoga Flame with a combo that will not leave you too far, then you will be able to do your standing heavy kick into level 1 super. And the super level 1 will whiff if you are too far. So if you are too far, do your level 1 super without the standing heavy kick. Or you can do your crouching heavy kick for an Oki. You can cancel his OD Yoga Blast Yoga Flame and Yoga Fire into his level 2 super. You can do his level 3 super from most of his specials, but be aware if the combo ends with his heavy punch Yoga Flame from far, the super will whiff. Also, you will have similar issues connecting the level 3 super in the corner after a drive impact splat, so your best option will be to end your combo with a heavy punch yoga flame, or you will have to delay the start of your combo. Here are some examples of how to follow up after a yoga fire or yoga arc hits the opponent in the air, so you can connect a super after. You can also go for a teleport setup after the yoga fire or level 2 super setup. The level 2 super can be avoided but is risky. Some players will prefer to parry, but if they are in burnout, then you can break their defense. The windows to jump safely is very risky and tricky, so you will catch many players trying to escape this. Here are a few examples of how to connect his supers. The most common startup is his standing light punch, crouching light punch into drive rush cancel follow up, or for higher damage, his short crouching heavy punch into drive rush cancel follow up. You will be using these two options very frequently. But if you want to style with your opponent and you know it will kill, then you can use other options. These two options are just fine if you want to style with your opponent while they have very little health, because these will do between 35 to 45% damage. Setups, Meatys and Tips section. If you connect a light kick after your instant jump teleport, it's difficult to link your back medium punch or kick, so my advice is to do standing light punch, crouching light punch into drive rush cancel or OD yoga fire. One of his main and easy setups is back medium punch into heavy yoga blast then teleport. It will leave you with +3 frames, and it's the same timing for both wake up options. You need to practice and memorize the setup after the back medium punch into heavy yoga blast then jump instant teleport light punch, and it will connect even if the opponent is crouching on wake up. Then do a standing light punch into any follow up. Not sure if you knew, but when a player is waking up, there are a few frames that the opponent is active in a standing position while still blocking low, and this is why Dhalsim's jump instant teleport light punch connect. As I mentioned, if the opponent does the regular wake up, you will have +3 frames, but it will leave you a bit far, so just change your shimmy option. The +3 frames will be enough to do a throw that beats wake up normals, like a wake up crouching light punch in this example. If the opponent does the backward wake up option, you can easily do one backdash then your short crouching heavy punch for a shimmy. One backdash into your standing light kick will connect faster in case you are having problems with the timing. His slide with light kick will also work and leaves you +4 on hit. If you end your combo with a heavy yoga flame or OD yoga fire, and the opponent does a backward wake up, you will have to delay the teleport to avoid this. For these two options, you will have to do the teleport right after the opponent touches the ground, and you will be +5, which is great, so practice the timing. As you see, the same concept applies if you end your combo with an OD yoga fire. The OD yoga flame will give you enough time to do a jump teleport into heavy punch or kick. If the opponent does a regular wake-up, you will not be able to link your standing light punch, crouching light punch into yoga fire. Instead, do one crouching or standing light punch into yoga fire. Using these two options, if the opponent does a backward wake-up, the same timing will apply. Do the teleport right after the opponent touches the ground. My advice is to set the opponent to do random wake-up and try your setups so you get used to the timing. The teleport has to be done a few frames after they touch the ground, except for the back medium punch into heavy yoga flame version. As noted before, the only setup affected if they do regular wake-up is the shimmy version, so you have to pay attention how they wake up. If they do that, your easy shimmy option is just a small walk back and punish. This works with any of the three setups: Yoga Blast, Yoga Flame, and OD Yoga Fire. Also, a delayed back medium kick will work. His forward throw setup is very easy. Just do a drive rush into his medium kick slide and it will leave you +5 on block. Since you are +5 on block, you can do a throw and it will beat normals if they mash, so you could also throw your back medium kick to beat mashers. It gives you enough time to jump and float as a shimmy option, and if they block, you can keep the pressure. Or just do any of his regular shimmies, like his backdash into his short crouching heavy punch. You can also use the setups I showed with these options, so you can confuse your opponent to think that you will teleport, but instead use the slide setup. Forgot to mention that these setups will leave you with a +6 frames on block. Keep in mind that it's not safe doing a teleport after a yoga flame with light or medium punch, so you can use this option instead. So if you try doing a teleport after a forward throw or light or medium punch yoga flame, you will be punished badly, so don't do it. This is risky, but you could cross up your opponent with a diagonal down forward into float, but if the opponent walks back, it will whiff, so instead do the following. Do the diagonal down forward into float and immediately hold back plus heavy punch or kick, so it will autocorrect and move you to the other side. After the down throw, if you are near the corner or have your opponent in the corner, do a drive rush into a delay medium kick slide. Also, since you can get your heavy kick slide into a +3 on block from max distance, you can use it if you do a down throw mid-screen as a meaty. You can use the heavy kick slide meaty from these setups as well, but the medium kick version is easier. You can use the short crouching medium kick into heavy yoga arc as a frame trap. This works best in the corner. It will leave you +2 on block after the heavy yoga arc. Since you are +2 on block after the yoga arc, your opponent can interrupt your second attempt. Instead, do a standing or crouching light punch. After a back medium punch into heavy yoga blast, you can do a short sweep, so it will allow you to use any of your regular yoga flame as a meaty, leaving you from +10 to +11 frames on block. The heavy punch version is 3 hits, so it will beat drive impacts on wake up, and the other 2 versions will give you enough time to react against a drive impact on wake up. You can also do a back medium kick into heavy yoga arc in the corner, but this only works if you do it as they wake up. Doing this at mid-screen will not work because you are far in case the opponent gets hit, so it's better to use it in the corner. And these are a few examples of how it looks if you combine them. If the opponent keeps blocking or doing parry on your fireballs, try using your teleports to break their defense. Just make sure to practice the timing to grab them if they mash buttons, or shimmy if they escape throws too much. But it's important to make them feel unsafe parrying your fireballs and force them to jump so you can use your anti-air options. You will be using your OD Yoga arc frequently to create space, but also to mix up your opponents. The OD Yoga Comet can be also used to mix your opponents. It's normal to see them jumping when they see it, so do your jump teleport into heavy kick to punish that. If you need a button to confuse your opponent before the setup, then you can use these versions. If you need a button to confuse your opponent before the setup, then you can use these versions. After you connect a short sweep as a punish counter, you can do his light yoga arc and it will leave you with +3. So you can use it for a setup or after you perfect parry your opponent. These are examples of where this could be useful. Stun combos and summary section. As you can see, Dhalsim has a great potential, but you will need a great defense and focus to react against any drive impact or jumping attempts. Also make sure to include a neutral drive rush check to his game plan, such as the standing light kick. I haven't decided yet which character is next, but for sure will be ready in the next few days. Thank you all again for the support.